My grandmother was born in Poland. During my recent trip, I saw for the first time the town of Stepan, where my grandmother was born, in what was then Poland and is now Ukraine. Polish Jewish history is my history. We visited the concentration camps in Auschwitz and Birkenau. Seeing the impact of the Holocaust in person forever will be embedded in my heart and in my soul. As many of you know, my recent Poland trip was a week-long study visit, sponsored by the Polish government and organized by the Polish Embassy in Washington, D.C. Every few years, the Polish government has sponsored a trip for Jewish professionals to come to Poland to see the revitalization of Jewish life happening today. There were 10 of us on the trip, representing Jewish organizations across the country. While I was the only staff from a JCC, there were professionals from universities, museums, Jewish advocacy organizations, and national Jewish organizations. This was my first trip to Poland, and the experience was profound. We visited museums and universities and Jewish organizations operating today. Prior to 1939, there were 3.5 million Jews in Poland. This represented 11% of the entire population of the country of Poland and 20% of Jews worldwide. Comparatively, there are 2% of people living in the United States today who are Jewish. Less than 10% of those Jews in Poland survived the Holocaust. Many of them left. The narrative of Polish Jewish history for many begins in 1939 with the war and ends with the Holocaust. But there's 1,000 years of Jewish history in Poland. The history of Poland cannot be told without the involvement of the Jewish people. The history of the Polish Jewish community is also our history in the United States, since 75% of American Jews have ancestral connections to Poland. Seeing signs of Jewish life in Poland today was inspiring. Some of the highlights for me were meeting Michael Szudrik, Chief Rabbi of Poland, at the Nozyk Synagogue in Warsaw, the only one of 400 synagogues in Greater Warsaw that was not destroyed during the war. Hearing Rabbi Szudrik talk about the revitalization of Jewish life in Poland gave me hope. Many of the Jewish educators we met were not Jewish, but they've accepted the responsibility to educate people in Poland and visitors about the history of Jewish life in Poland. They're professors at universities and docents at museums. They're caretakers of cemeteries and the director of the largest Jewish culture festival in the world, held annually in Krakow for the last 33 years. Visiting the JCC in Krakow was particularly inspiring. 850 Jewish members involved in programs including preschool, senior programming, a weekly Shabbat dinner, and since February, a massive effort to help Ukrainian refugees. This trip was a reminder that being connected to our community, to our history and our culture is precious, and we all share the responsibility to protect it. As we look to the future here at the Peninsula JCC, we will look for opportunities and new ways to connect people to Jewish culture and history, to each other and to our community. I look forward to taking the journey with you.